Hi folks, welcome back. It's Karen here. Again, this is just a brief video to talk about how we're going to be using Brightspace for this course. Essentially, and you can see I'm in the how we will use Brightspace module, and this is all that's in here. And really, what we are using Brightspace for is to house some documents and instructions, like the course outline is there in the welcome, the course work plan, all the due dates are in the Brightspace calendar. The due dates are also in MindTap. I have a Q&A and a resource discussion board in each of the four modules that we have: email, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And that is a place for all of us to interact. The Q&A is obviously if anybody has questions, and anybody can respond if they know the answer. I will be checking that regularly. There's also a resource discussion topic as well, where if anybody finds a resource, because as you go through some of this, and I'm going to highly recommend that, things like YouTube, the internet in general, in terms of resources to help support you as you go through each of the modules and the simulated training, are great resources. And I've certainly have had students share stuff in the past, so feel free to do that. That's another spot. Also, the marks will be posted in MindTap, but I will then transfer them into Brightspace. So you will be getting your marks for all of the three modules, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, as soon as you complete the textbook project and the assignment. It gives you a graded report back, and it tells you really kind of anything you did wrong, and your mark. And you will have an opportunity in all of those, the textbook project, training, and the assignment that you do for each one of these. There's 3 attempts, so you have opportunities to go back and make some changes, etc. I will talk about that in the next module in terms of MindTap and how to use MindTap in the textbook for this course. So again, Brightspace basically is housing the email assignment. The first one is really the first one that you will do. You'll read through. It's a bit of an introductory around emails, but this is really the only assignment that you will complete from Brightspace and submit to Brightspace. So this first piece is really the instructional. This is a bit of a simulated training that you can just go through on your own, and then there's an assignment instructions here, so you can click on that to access the instructions that I'm asking you to do, which basically you're using Microsoft Outlook. Most of this may be a bit of a refresher or things that you are already aware of, but nonetheless, it checks off that outcome in terms of using Microsoft Outlook email. So that's really the only assignment that you are accessing and doing in Brightspace is the email. The other 3, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, are all going to be completed, all the resources that you need to do them, besides the textbook project. The textbook projects, you need your book, as well as MindTap files that come along with it. So in all of those, all the assignments and textbook projects, all the resources that you need to complete those are in MindTap. And they are also, it is also where you'll be submitting your work as well and getting a mark back. All of it. You're going to be spending a lot of time in MindTap after this first week. So that's really, and just to show you as an example, in the Word module, I have them broken down. There's 4 modules for Word and Excel. So there's Word 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there's Excel 1, 2, 3, and 4, and PowerPoint we're only doing module 1. Okay, and so in the Brightspace under Word, basically you can see I have PowerPoint slides for your review as an added resource as you go through, but basically the PowerPoints are content from the chapter or the textbook material that you should be reading through as you go through. Again, the resources discussion board and the Q&A discussion board are also inside each one of these. So here's the Q&A for module 1, the resource for module 2, and the PowerPoint slides for module 1. I do have other files in here, but you don't need these. These are the same files that you're going to be accessing in MindTap. I just have them in there. I don't even know why I have them in there because I think it confuses people. I may just take them out. But nonetheless, you don't need to access these files here. All the files you will use for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint are in MindTap. Okay? Yeah. And so basically that's the same for each. And again, you can take a look. Here's Excel, talks about the same pieces. This is, again, a little bit around getting started with Excel. So all of the stuff is there for review. But there's a Q&A, the resources as well. I do have the only other thing that I have different for the Excel module in Brightspace is I do have a module with after the 4th Excel module piece. So we scroll down and there is a resource videos and PowerPoints for Excel training. So all the PowerPoints, I put them all in one, are here. There's also a basic formula creation video, and this is a sort of a short tutorial to help you with creating formulas, which is Excel Module 3, which essentially is the hardest module in Excel. So that is a resource for you as well. And I do have in some of them, so in Excel Module 4, beyond the Q&A and the resources, I do have a help video for the PMT function that you'll learn about as you go through. I have 2 videos in Excel Module 3 on absolute references versus relative references. So as you go through that, you'll be doing some work with that. So this is another helpful video to support your learning. And then there's also a piece on the VLOOKUP, which you'll be doing. Again, this is just an added resource. You can use it or not. You can certainly find your own as well if you'd like, but nonetheless, there's a little bit of information on each of these as well. So you can certainly review this and then jump into the MindTap. But basically, MindTap is where everything is going to be, along with, you can always refer back to your textbook if you get stuck on a section in your assignment, perhaps. So that's really how we're going to be using Brightspace for this course. Again, the due dates are all listed in your course calendar, which is there. The other part is you can also, it doesn't look the same if I open this up as me because I'm not a student, but also obviously once I transfer your mark from MindTap, that will also be in the Brightspace as well, so you can check your mark there. But again, as I said in the previous video, every time you submit either your textbook project training into MindTap and get the report back, you'll see your marks right after you finish, which is great, I guess. Kind of, you know where you stand right away. But essentially, that's what I do is once the due date passes, I then transfer the marks from MindTap into the Brightspace, so they'll be in both places. Okay, that's pretty well it for Brightspace. So we don't use it for a whole lot, really just for the email module. The content and the submission will happen in Brightspace. All other 3, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, everything is done in the MindTap. There are some resources within those modules here on Brightspace, but essentially all of the work and files and things you need to do that work are in MindTap. So you need to make sure that you have the book, you have the code, and that you're registered for MindTap. And I'm going to be doing that video next. So please make sure that you read through the how to register for MindTap, and also then as an added on, you can click on here for the video. Also, I will be meeting with anybody who's interested on Monday morning or Monday evening to really go over a lot of these little things that people may have questions still about, or if people are a little stuck in getting registered. Okay, thank you.